Divine Feminines, I hope everyone's incredibly well this morning. I do have a message around the Divine Masculine's energy, and I feel them asking for your patience. So I want to take a deeper dive into some of the things that they may be working on. I know I've been picking up a lot of messages around the masculines working on their health. We know that karmic situations are, I do feel like they are fizzling out, especially when it comes to that attraction or that passion. Many of the readings lately have had a theme of your divine masculines not being able to get you off their mind or really just feel the attraction towards anybody else in the ways that they feel it with you. So someone is asking you to be patient because they're working on things. So I'm going to get some clarity on that and see who this message is for, okay? Let's see what's going on with your masculines behind the scenes. Yeah, so you are that wish fulfillment. Okay, a very heavy theme of it in the last few readings. You guys can just maybe look at some of the titles that I've posted within, I would say, the last few days. It's like someone knows that it's always going to be you. You are the wish that their heart made. And you're walking around this earth and they're not about to let you get away, okay? Especially if a lot of you in the divine feminine energy are experiencing a lot of freedom. You have the opportunity now to go in any direction that you desire. You are really making someone feel like they want that freedom too, or they want to free themselves, okay? So there's a lot of tower moments as well occurring for the divine masculines, but they want you to know they're working on it, like they're having these breakthroughs. And I feel like that's why they want you to be patient, because like I'm hearing for some of you, a lot of the conversations that you would have had with them about why it is you just can't continue in this connection with them. You may have just pointed out the obvious obstacles that were in the way, and if it had a lot to do with the karmic situations, I'm hearing now they're seeing it or now they're feeling it. But what it really took was you walking away or you detaching yourself. So that's why I feel like there is this plead for you to be patient with them. That plead is for you to not walk away completely, because they're getting the brunt of it in these karmic situations. There's a lot of disharmony because you are what they desire in every aspect, in every way. After being with you, divine feminines, especially intimately or romantically, if you guys have just simply exchanged deep conversations about life, getting to know one another, that in itself has created a bond. And I'm hearing like when they have to go back into the karmic situations that they've been dealing with, it's not pleasant. It's like everything that they tried to sweep under the rug is coming up even more in these situations, and they can't sit stagnant in them anymore. And I feel like it's not that easy to get out of. It's not that easy to leave behind, because there's a lot of contracts. That's why it's a karmic situation, because it's not that easy to just step out of, right? There is a lot of influence. There's a lot of hands in the pot as well, in terms of families trying to hold these karmic situations together. I'm also hearing your divine masculines trying to let you know, like, I see clearly. I've been cutting people off. A lot of people aren't able to chime in about these karmic situations that I'm in to also keep me stagnant there. And I'm also seeing too, like, nobody knows what happens behind closed doors, okay? And that's what your divine masculines may be bringing to light, especially if there's a lot of conflict right now or arguments. I'm hearing too, there's arguments about why it is they can't stay in this. So they may be having to explain to somebody why it is they can't stay in this any longer, okay? And also, I feel the detachment from the divine feminines is, it has a lot to do with a protection as well. Like rejection is protection. They may have chosen this situation and it caught, or not even chosen, like they invested in that situation, or they chose to stay and work through, and now they have no choice now but to stay there and work things out. I feel like some of your divine masculines are realizing, or the epiphany or breakthrough they're realizing is that they've made things even more difficult for themselves by remaining in a dishonest energy, an energy that I'm hearing some of them couldn't stand up for themselves, okay? But that is the breakthrough. Many of them are using their voice now because of this reunion to you. I'm hearing also too, divine feminines, you may have taught them how to stand up to the karmic, or you may have taught them how to step into their power. That's why you had to detach from this situation, because it's like ever since they met you, that's when all of these conflict and triggers started, because you have somebody now standing up for themselves. Don't talk to me that way. Okay, well, maybe we should end this relationship. Okay, well, maybe we should do something different. Maybe we should part ways. And maybe we should sell the house. Okay, well, maybe we should get our own apartments. Like, those kinds of talks never happened before, right? The divine masculines dare not rock the boat. They dare not throw rocks at the tower. But now, after reconnecting with you, and I'm hearing it was in a serendipitous way that you guys might have reconnected, in a way where all it took was eye contact to create this curiosity and this longing and this desire and this yearning to just be with one another. And that's why I'm saying it may not have been an intimate moment between you two. It might have just been conversation, friendship, the desire to want to get to know one another, a familiarity about you, okay? But at the same time, this connection to you, this tie to you, started creating disharmony in their current relationship. And I feel like all of the things that you guys would have shared in your intimate conversations, it's playing out now. Maybe even about themselves as well. Like, now many of your masculines are seeing how indecisive they can be, how toxic their ways are, how much they're attached. And again, I keep hearing not being able to stand up for myself. Like, they want to, in the past, they've wanted to speak up, but they couldn't, because they were also fearful of either being alone, having to split up finances, having to live on their own, having to confront another person about carrying their own weight in life. Like, all of these things are really heavy stuff to face when relationships start falling apart, especially if you're deeply entangled in a relationship with somebody else. Okay, we do have the autumn and harvest as well. So something could be significant about fall time this year. Okay, so that is when you guys might see things like contracts coming to an end. I feel like somebody's divine masculine is going to experience separation or divorce or moving out or relocating. I've been picking up on that as well, like relocating, moving back home to your hometown. For some of you, maybe even moving back in with their parents. That might be like a big thing on your journey coming up, where you're definitely going to know that there's been such disharmony in a connection that they've been in, that they're ready to take off the mask and make some kind of sacrifice, even if it means sleeping on the couch of like a family member's home or something like that. But that's when you know that they don't care. They'll do this for a little bit because they know what's on the other side of that is that Phoenix energy that you were talking about, and some of the deep connections that you've been having. And they've even watched you go through some of your Phoenix moments of your own divine feminine, and they've seen you come out on the other side. So that's kind of also what the disharmony and conflict has been over, because a lot of people blame you for this big change that he's now going through, right? It's like, oh, all of a sudden you meet up with the divine feminine and oh god, your throat and clear out, right? But it's his throat chakra opening up, right? It's like when all of a sudden you're brave. Where you get his courage from? Because it's his throat chakra clearing up, and he's actually standing up to somebody and saying no. Somebody's ready to express their truth and take off this mask that they've been wearing. And I'm also hearing for some of the divine masculines as well, the reason it was so difficult to at times stand up to their karmics is because some of the truth that they're realizing is like the karmics are a direct reflection of like their mother wound. Like some of them chose some of these karmics out of like this like weird wound attachment of it mirrors the type of energy that they need healing from. And now that they've met the divine feminine and have experienced true love, true intimacy, respect, loyalty, someone who actually cares, and they can feel it all energetically, right? It's in the way that it's felt in your interactions, in your mannerisms, in the way that you speak to them, in the way that you touch them. That's why the connection is so special, because it doesn't really take a lot for twin flames to really feel each other or understand each other. When the divine masculine and feminine are in each other's presence, so much can be felt without even speaking a word. So when they experience that, it's very, very difficult to go back to a situation where you used to just bypass a lot of this disharmony and conflict and the arguments and and everybody go in their separate rooms and shut the door and you keep living like that. They can't do that shit anymore. Okay, and that's the stuff they are working through currently. So some of you might see this kind of shaky energy over the summer. That is what it's all about. That is what they're working on. Can we get some more clarity on some of the things that Okay, so we have retreat, distance, timeout. Okay, this is the energy I feel like they could be currently in, or that's approaching with the karmics. That's why I was saying this summer is going to be a bit shaky, or it's not going to be celebratory like it was in the past. A lot of illusions, fake celebrations, fake wish fulfillment. I feel like someone's over it. Like, this can't be faked anymore. What's happening behind closed doors is now starting to spill out in public. So that could be another thing where many of them really just do need to be on their own, or they're trying to tell these karmics, like, I need space. You know, maybe you should go stay with your parents for a little while. Maybe I should go stay with my parents for a little while. And the karmics are going crazy over this because they're like, no, you know, and the masculines are like, yes. And that's the thing too, like a lot of the karmics are like, you wouldn't dare go back to your parents' house. That would be moving backwards. But they're like, I don't care. It's more peaceful there. It is more peaceful there. That is where I'm going. I'm moving towards my peace. So that's why some of your divine masculines may be asking you as well to be patient with them divine feminines, because they really are genuinely making some sacrifices and steps to work on themselves. Okay, let's see what else is going on. Yeah, that chemistry and passion cannot be undone. They don't feel it anywhere else. And especially in these karmic situations, it's gone based off of some of these recent arguments they've been having. Like, I'm hearing the divine masculines have now seen like the worst of the worst when it comes to these karmic situations. You too, divine feminines, have triggered bitter sides of these karmic situations. And now it's opening up your divine masculines to just want better for themselves. They want out. And they want to receive more. Like, some of them may even be reaching out in like prayer, meditation. They're not sharing details of your connection with anyone anymore, close friends, family members. Now they're simply just sharing the connection in prayer. They're asking like spirit for help. They may even be asking God for help. Some of your divine masculines may be wanting to do things like go back to church, or they want to learn about meditation. Some of them could even be reaching out to spirit guides, right? Because like I said, you guys have had some deep conversations that's created a lot of passion and chemistry over the past, that's now giving him either the faith or the confidence to move through whatever situation this is. We have karma, balance, and justice at the top of the deck, which tells me this stuff isn't easy. Like, it's not been as easy as just, you know, he meets the divine feminine and boom, he's out of that other situation. Like, no. These karmic situations are meant to teach you soul lessons about yourself, about scrubbing off this mask and actually standing up for what you know is true and right based off of what your heart is saying, right? Like, listen, I can't operate with you anymore. My heart's not in it anymore. Like, I don't care about splitting up the assets. I don't care about where you have to go and what you have to do to start over. I just know I can't live in this constant energy. It's destroying my soul. It's draining me. I don't rock with you like that anymore. And for a lot of them, they keep trying to bring the divine feminine's energy into this, but the divine masculines, I feel like they're holding someone's hand and they're like, listen, you need to stop bringing up the divine feminine's name. Like, it's not about that anymore. At this point, it's about me. Like, I'm not happy in this. Can we get some clarity around the karmic situation in that conversation? Okay, I'll take what came face up, which is the detour, divine intervention. I feel like the divine intervention is, like, I don't want to live like this. Like, when we're in the same house, I'm locked up in the bathroom, or, you know that song by 112? I've brought it up before. Oh gosh, I think he says, I'm sorry I lied to you, but I'm not sorry that I fell deep in love with her. But he says, you know, I was always in the phone in the bathroom. You were always at the kitchen at the sink. And, you know, like, he was like, I was always trying to find a way to tell you I'm having relations. It's getting kind of deep. I feel like that's what's currently happening with a lot of the karmic situations, is that, like, they're having these conversations. Like, they're in the thick of it. This is what someone can't live with anymore, is they may share a home or a space with someone, but you may not realize that they spend most of the time like in the bathroom or in the basement, and like, you know, they wait for a particular time of the night to happen, and then they might come up the stairs and, you know, use the bathroom when the other person's asleep. Somebody's realizing, like, I'm ready to tear this tower down. Like, I can't live like this anymore, especially if I've gotten a glimpse of what it's like to experience true love. And I feel like the true love thing between the two of you, like the universe sent it in. I didn't even notice this card stayed back as well. But I feel like the universe sent this in for whoever this divine masculine is. Like, you two meeting and experiencing this beautiful, passionate energy in the form of like an innocent connection. It might have just been as simple as eye contact, platonic friendship. That was the tower moment here sent in to give the divine masculine that final burst of clarity that they need to exit this. Like, this conflict, disharmony, that's occurred long before you ever stepped into the picture. It's just your energy tends to shine a bigger light on it. So the masculines are in the thick of it right now, guys. I feel like that's why they're asking you to be patient, because you may already know a lot of the stuff that they're having to deal with and work through. And this is like their subtle way of saying, okay, you were right. But will you just be patient with me as I move through these cycles? I know now this is something I need to surrender and release. And it's not going to look pretty because, yeah, I might be sleeping on my parents' couch right now. And that's why it doesn't look pretty. And I need you to be patient with me. But I'm working through it. I don't want to live like this anymore. You're someone's happiness, divine feminine. Like, the few moments that they've had with you, like, it's crazy that they're comparing it to all of the years that they've spent with someone in misery, and all it took was just a few interactions and moments with you to drastically change their perspective or their life on something. So even I'm pleading to you at the end of this reading. I can feel it. Okay, guys, that is what I have for you. If you guys would like a personal session and you want to just chat one-on-one, I am here for you guys, okay? Especially if you are going through the thick of it. A lot of the Tower Moment stuff is occurring right now. I am here for you guys. Reach me over at Hipsy. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys in the next check-in, okay? You guys have a fabulous day. Bye, guys.